But here we are coming up on October, and they were everywhere last night, which is fine. Go out my front door, and there were just like 3-4 spiders all in their webs around there. You walk down the driveway, and there was this one spider. Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Thumbs up for that. It is kind of gray, diffuse light outside. I forgot to check the forecast. I have no ideas what the weather is going to be like today, but hopefully at late September, it's going to be not too warm. Yay! I've been taking care of my housemate's guinea pig because they haven't been here the past couple days once again. And one of the things that I do with all of the animals that I ever go by, I talk to my cat all the time. I talk to my hamster even when he's asleep all the time. I talk to the guinea pig all the time. You know, I walk by and I go, "Hey, piggy, oh, you're a good little piggy. You're a good piggy." And then I walk on by. I talk to all the animals, so thumbs up for that. And hey, front loading of videos. If you like what you hear and see, if you could toss me a like, that'd be cool. If you like what you hear and see, if you could subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, that too would be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be double plus good. And of course, I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people who are in fact literally beautiful and literally awesome. They help to keep me and my pets, including this little hamster down there in his cage, alive. And that's a very good thing. Without these people's help, we would be hosed like literal Christmas monkeys, and that's not a good way to be hosed. Trust me on that. If you would like to help to keep me and my pets alive, I have links to my Patreon in the video description. If you could become a patron, that'd be cool. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I have links to a PayPal so you can send donations. If you'd like to help me out without sending any financial help at all, I have an Amazon wishlist link with things like cat food on them. Of course, you don't have to do anything like that, and I do have a P.O. box where you can send me anything at all, from postcards, keychains, or whatever you would like, and I will open it up in video. Front loading of videos over, and so speaking of that, I have gotten a letter that got tore to just absolute pieces in the mail, but it did arrive. Hopefully it's just this. The postcard inside did not really survive. I mean, it got tore up too, but the actual card itself, there's a, writing and stuff on the back because it's a postcard, but it's of London, and that is nice. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, because of the way it got destroyed, it says, "I hope you like the keychain too." Unfortunately, it didn't survive the transit. But I got this part of it, and that is, I enjoy that. Hopefully, it's not too much of a disappointment for you. But thank you very, very much for the postcard, and I'm sorry that the keychain did not survive. But thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. And of course, anything at all that arrives, I will open up. Oh, the little thing fell into the hamster cage. That's not good. I will open it up in video. Thumbs up for that. Yay! Greatly appreciated. Definitely a good thing. So yeah, we are going on with life, and that is a good thing. And speaking of life, JAYY in comments asked me how my kitty cat was doing. Oh, she's alive, and that's good. Thing is, she's old. Cats, if you look up online and stuff, their average lifespan is about 16 years. My kitty cat was born while my wife was in the hospital with, it was premature labor, so she had to be in the hospital to make sure that if anything went wrong, they could take care of things right there. So she was in the hospital for months, and her third child, my second child, was born in 2004. While she was there, and before, I believe, my child was born in mid-2004, the kitty cat we had a whole batch of kittens, one of whom was Amelia. So she was born sometime 2004-ish. So she's 18 and change. She's an old lady. She eats not a lot. Mostly she'll lick up the juice of stuff. I've gotten some Walmart brand chicken breast stuff that's chunk, and then I just smash it up into pieces, and she'll sometimes eat some of those pieces, but she doesn't eat a lot of stuff. And she's not active a lot anymore. I mean, cats sleep like a lot, but she sleeps a bit more. She does stuff. She still wanders around. She jumps up on things. She gets up on my lap. She does all sorts of good things. So she's still hanging in there, but she's thin. She's thin, and oh boy, you can feel her hips and stuff really easily through her skin. And when animals and people get bony, that ain't good. But she's hanging in there, so. Checking out on my list as well, I have been, because I am an idiot, taking the last of my prescribed Ritalin tablets. Ritalin raises my blood pressure. I have been taking a blood pressure tablet each and every time that I have taken a Ritalin tablet. Before I started taking Ritalin a year ago and some, my blood pressure was like 115/60 something. I started taking Ritalin, and then last March, a year and some ago now, my blood pressure, well, not even a year ago, it was last March, only like 6-7 months ago, my blood pressure spiked up so high, it was up in you're going to have a stroke and die zone. So I pressure tested my blood, circulatory system, and thank goodness I passed. So I have not taken Ritalin because if I take it, it's going to raise my blood pressure and I will die. I have had my blood pressure stay up around 130/80, high 80s at times, ever since then, even not taking Ritalin. So with this taking Wellbutrin and stuff, and this one blood pressure med, guanfacine, is also used for ADHD, I've been taking the guanfacine, the blood pressure tablet, which you're supposed to take once a day. I'm making sure I'm not killing myself. And you take it a day, once a day, but it depends on your dosage, of course. And I have not wanted to die, and so last night when I went to bed, my blood pressure was good. Which means, of course, the guanfacine is helping to really drive it down, which is good. But of course, I've mentioned when you take Ritalin and it stresses your system out, so your blood pressure goes up, and you take something else to bring your blood pressure down, your system over here is still stressed. It's still sending out the, oh, we're hurting signals. This just turns off the alarm so you can continue running the machine. So luckily, I'm not going to be taking Ritalin for much longer. Yay. Oh, life is life. Also, as well, I want to talk about spiders. Hokey smoke. There were a ton of spiders yesterday. It is like late summer, spring right now, and so the spiders are out like it's, late August. But here we are coming up on October, and they were everywhere last night, which is fine. Go out my front door, and there were just like 3-4 spiders all in their webs around there. You walk down the driveway, and there was this one spider that had its anchor line off of my currently inert vehicle. There's another spider that there was a U shape in a branch, put up a web there with an anchor line going down. The only one that bothered me was because I didn't want to walk through it and hit my head on the anchor line, get part of the web caught in my hair. If I walked closer to this direction, would have been fine. Walk closer that direction, would have walked through the anchor line. I was going to forget, and I didn't want to walk through the web and irritate the spider and irritate myself. So I got a stick and I carefully took her web down. She was fine. She crawled up onto underneath the eave, but the web was down, so I wouldn't go walking through it. And yeah, there are a ton of spiders all the way through the walkway, around the door, in the driveway. Thumbs up. But I didn't destroy any of their webs past that. And there was another spider that I don't know if it was okay or not because it wasn't moving very quickly. But I rescued it off of where it moved it from where it was to another place, made sure it was safe, and then went out on walkies. Thumbs up on that. And while I didn't really see any spiders while I was out walking, webs everywhere, of course. Thumbs up. We have trees everywhere, and there's a lot of greenery and hills, even if you're walking on the relatively flat areas. Northern Shelton is flat and not a lot of trees. But they do have trees, and there's trees that are planted along the side of the road, those kind of things. So you walk past them, and trees are filled with spiders, and so there's webs that are trailing out of them everywhere. And if you walk by the trees, you're going to get coated in webs. So thumbs up for that. Checking out the other stuff. I do want to talk about this one. There are a ton of retro first-person shooters that are coming out, like Embracer and Devolver Digital, and all these groups are putting out a ton of retro stuff. There are massive amounts of retro FPSs coming out now, the old boomer shooters. I think that's awesome. I got a free key from one that's coming out called Incision. I believe it's already out in early access. Oh my God, is this one tough. It is juicy. There are a lot of other juicier games out there, but this one is juicy, very juicy. Not just the characters, the landscape starts getting juicy. It is a very strange background and hellscape. Quite good. I mean, you're shooting turrets at one point, but the turrets have eyes, and when you finally kill them, yeah, they burst with organs that splash out. Thumbs up for that. So yeah, I'd like to make a recording of that because after all, they sent me a key as an influencer. So it would be nice to do that, but with my old video card, I don't know how well it'll record. If I can, we shall see. It's very, very cool. Thumbs up on that. Let me see what else I have on my list. Yes, I do watch a lot of reaction videos these days. Sometimes music, mostly for movies. I try to watch only the ones for movies that I've seen because if I haven't seen the movie, I don't know what the hell they're reacting to. I have seen videos that have dissected and talked about the movie No Country for Old Men. So I know what the movie's about. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen clips and scenes from it. So watching this full reaction of someone doing it without seeing the full movie, I got to see more scenes than I had seen before. And yeah, it is definitely a mood piece. It is almost a kind of slice of life because after all, the bad guy wins, a lot of other people die, and there's no real ending to it. But I've talked about this before, but if you haven't been around for a very long time, you wouldn't know this. And thank you very much for watching. If you do watch, and if you have watched this far, thank you so very much. Nobody forces you to watch. If you watch this long, you have watched of your own accord or just listened in podcast form. And that is awesome. Thank you so very much. I can't force you to watch. I wouldn't force you if I could. Thank you for having watched this far. But I have talked in the past how I had trouble with movies and media where I hadn't understood that there is a difference in presentations. There are media that are overcoming challenges stories, and then there are media that are accepting inevitability stories. Sometimes a movie is shown as a overcoming challenges, and then when you hit the ending where the good guys lose in a legitimate non-ha-ha, the rest of the movie was a joke fashion, but they lose in accordance to the rules of the movie, you come out going, oh my gosh, that feels kind of unsatisfactory. Well, you were expecting an overcoming challenges, but this is accepting inevitabilities. And No Country for Old Men is a accepting inevitabilities movie. The bad guy wins. A lot of people die, and it ends with the one character who was through it just retiring with no real resolution to their life. And what happened? You come out of this with feelings. It is an intense movie, but it's not about overcoming challenges. It is about accepting inevitabilities. Thumbs up for that. Let me see if I have anything else on my list that has to do with the actual real world, or if not, if I'm going to start talking a little bit about my creative setting. Yay! I had thought about a bunch of stuff that, of course, I have forgotten entirely, but one of the things that I had been thinking about again, I want to figure out how to really put this in, because there's a little outpost, a little village, the little place, the little settlement called Aqualach. And this is a small place that is far, far out, because Apple Rock is in the center of the Razor's Edge. And the Razor's Edge that everyone calls, because it's that habitable area that everyone lives in, is a 500-mile radius and 1,000-mile circumference around Apple Rock. When you come in from the outside, where we are, you come in about 500 kilometers away from Apple Rock. If your sight is strong, you can come in closer. If not, you're right about there. 500 kilometers out this way is the door to the crossroads. 750 kilometers out from that is where Aqualach is. And it's so far out that when you travel into places like Apple Rock, when you use the glamours to travel, it is still 1-to-1. You travel 1 kilometer to go 1 kilometer. So it takes the time to go those 1,250 kilometers. It being more rural, if you're going to travel inward, you're usually going to be using an animal-drawn caravan. That's where the sheriff of Tenasket came from. Aqualach. He moved from there, heard about, and took a caravan inward to go to the community college in Apple Rock, and ended up as the sheriff of Tenasket. But that's not the end of Aqualach. Of course, it was in that area when the monster Gotso shows up. And anything you do ironically, you will do unironically, because Gotso, the creature there, starts eating people, and young people, being who they are and having an internet and all that, people start ironically, as the body count grows, going, hey, Gotso 100, pushing for Gotso to eat 100 people. And as it hits 100, it goes from ironic to unironic, and there's almost a celebration. Gotso actually hits 500 victims before a hunter finally puts a bullet through it and takes it out. But by that time, there were every 100 victims a new shirt, Gotso 200, Gotso 300, with a 4K resolution picture of the scene where there's just blood, a loop of intestine, a part of a rib, a cracked skull, and that's on the picture of your shirt. Gotso 300, yeah. But they hit 500, and everyone was almost a celebration, because Gotso got 500. And then, of course, Dev, who is in the community college at Apple Rock when the kaiju rampages, he and his little carnivorous meat-eating squirrel, Gotso, they survive. One of the handful of survivors who got to see the kaiju up close and not get eaten themselves. So Aqualach is a big place for being a small place, and it's going to be even smaller because right now they're dealing with something that's going through and grabbing their heads and pulling until they come off, and then just leaving stacked heads in town. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people have left me a comment in the past 24 hours. There's never many, and it's getting less and less all the time. Thank you very much to each and every one of you that does leave me a comment. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I account in American Sign Language, well, ADHD is fun. Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments. Adrian FNTES, thumbs up and thank you. We have JAYY. Hopefully my talking about the kitty cat answered some questions. Yay! Thank you very much and good to see you in the comments. We have Chris, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. We have Ben B, greatly appreciated. Welcome to MAHARLIKA. Do not know, but thank you very, very much. And that is it. 6 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thumbs up and thank you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. Definitely a good thing and appreciated. I know I don't get many comments. A couple years ago, I would get nearly 1,000 views on my vlogging, and I would occasionally get over 1,000 views on my game videos. 2 years ago, I would get 400 and some odd views on all of my videos. These days, if I break 100, I'm happy. So thank you very much, each and every one of you who does watch. It is appreciated. It is Sunday when I'm recording this. I'm going to take today easy. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to get some solo RPGing in. I want to start recording things very soon to show that stuff off. Hopefully, you can get done the things that you want to get done. If not, that's okay. And with the pandemics and diseases out there, you don't need to get sick. You don't need to get sick. Take appropriate precautions for your situation and location, please. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.